and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and today I am doing the Ivory Magic Shell challenge. Now for this challenge, for this shell, you basically had to make a very wintry, Christmassy looking build, and it could be a retail or a home. I decided to turn it into a lovely little Christmassy toy shop as I haven't really done one. And so I thought that'd be like a really nice idea for this little Christmassy build. But for such a long time, I didn't know what to do with this build, and I was just kind of staring at it. Once I got it in my game, I was just kind of staring at it, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with it, because there's a square room at the back of the build and it's 2-story high, and I was like, okay, that part of this build kind of looks like it could be like a really modern build, and that'd be quite a nice thing to do because there are a lot of Christmas builds coming out which are of more of the traditional look, and Christmas builds can be modern, they don't have to be traditional. And so I thought it'd be like a nice little mix up of doing like a modern Christmas build. And also with a modern build, I can also play around with the platforms a little bit, because I have played around with them by myself. I haven't recorded it because it looked awful, and I had good fun playing around with the platforms. I made like a sunken kitchen, I made a bunk bed that I've been seeing a lot going around on Twitter. I've also made like a mezzanine with like the bathroom underneath, using the half walls. And I thought, yeah, if I did a modern build with this, like a modern Christmassy build, I was able to use the platforms and be able to show you how I've been using them. But there's also another square room at the very front of the build. It's on the left hand side and it has a pop out, and that was just screaming at me to have like a traditional type of roofing on top of it. And I was so like pulled either direction. Do I go modern, do I go traditional? And I just said, right, stop staring at it and let's just get on with it. Let's just see what's going on. What do I do with it? And I decided to go down the traditional route because I just popped on a traditional kind of roofing. So okay, traditional roofing, traditional kind of Christmas build it is. Okay, right. But there was also another slight problem. So we have a 1-story kind of like hallway type thing going on, and I was like, what do I put on the top of it? And I could have just put like normal type of roofing on, but I wanted this to be like really Christmassy and extra special. And so I thought, I know, let's go and try to find that base game toy, and it's a train, because for some reason Christmas and trains, they kind of collide, they kind of go with each other. I don't really understand it, but like, sure, whatever, trains and Christmas, they go. So I was scrolling through the catalogue trying to find this base game toy that looks like a train, because I was not up for building an actual train. I've seen lots of people make trains and they look so good, but I was like, I'm not making one. I've got lots of Christmas builds to get out, I don't have time. So I was trying to look through the catalogue, trying to find it. I even went into debug because I was really struggling to find this train, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, well, that's a bit of a bummer now, because I was gonna put a train on the 1-level bit of room that we have where the spandrels and the archways and the columns are. I was like, what do I do now? So with the rules for this shell challenge, you can't stick any more exterior walls on the outside. So I was like, can't really build a room, so I'm either left with a roof, which I really didn't want to do. So I just came up with the idea of putting some spandrels up and putting down some archways and some columns, and I just end up putting some light up glowy snowmen which are just lurking around the archways, just being proper creepy but proper Christmassy at the same time. And I just put down a flower arranging station for your Sims, and some little round plant potter things. So this is a Christmas toy shop as well as a little home. So the home is just at the back where the glass roof is, and where the flower arranging station is, that is accessed via the home bit, so customers shouldn't go up there or into your home, because I do block off and make a little separate entrance. Not entrance. No, you gotta go through the front shop to get to your house. I'm sorry, but I do put down like a little hallway that you can block off any customers, so customers shouldn't go into your home. And I had a little bit of problem. I spent a lot of time popping down so many toys on the shelves and counters, because I really wanted to make the look like the toy shop was well stocked and had lots of stuff on the shelves. And I spent so long popping down all these little toys and things that could be toys and look like toys but aren't necessarily classified a toy in the game, but it looks like they could be. And I spent so long popping them down on these surfaces and counters, to the point where I was like, I should have downloaded the red shelf mod. Now, I've seen this being used in many people's builds. I'm not entirely sure how it helps you out. I see many people use it, but I don't know how it really works. And so as I was spamming my counters with stuff, so I could just freely place an item, so it looks well stocked and stuff like that. I was kind of like, there should be a button in the game where we can turn snapping on and off. So if we grab any item in the game, no matter what it is, and we turn on the button, we can snap any item in the game onto a shelf. That would be brilliant. And then we could turn it off whenever we want an item just to be freely placed by ourselves. That would be great. Now, like I said, I don't know what the red shelf mod does. I don't know what it does, so it could do exactly what I just said. But as I was doing this toy shop, I was like, oh, that's a great idea, because we do have a button in the game. Now, I've only used it once just to see what it does. And basically, it is in the window category, and you basically click on that button, and it basically places all your windows for you. And I've only used it once just to see what it does, and I've never seen anybody use it. I've seen people just place their windows themselves, because I don't know about you, I like to put many different style of windows on my builds and not just one style, and so I've never used it. So I think replace that button with my button, because my button sounds great. So yeah, halfway through it's like the red shelf would have been so handy dandy. So when I got inside, I just quickly took out some toys and bits and pieces that I wanted to use in this toy shop. So that's what all those things are on the floor. And I knew I wanted like shelves on the walls and stuff like that, but for like the rest of the shop, or like the middle bit, what do I do with it? And I've been into many shops in my lifetime, but I've never saved the shop layout to my memory. And so I was like, okay, I need to go into Pinterest just to find out what kind of shop layout I'm going to go for, because I needed help. And I found one, I really liked it. And I do put down some bookcases because I thought they were really pretty. I only recently discovered the cats and dogs bookcases, but I think they're really pretty because they have a lovely ornate top to them, and I thought they look really nice in the shop. I do put down a little small fence just in front of it, so your Sims aren't just grabbing the books and reading them and not shopping for teddy bears and stuff like that. So I do put a little fence in front of them because I wanted to keep them, but I don't want your Sims to be distracted by the books and not by the stuff that you want your Sims to buy and give you their money. So this little table here, I use the little Christmas dining table. I think we have two versions on them. We have the holiday version, which is a free pack that you can download, and then we have another version in the season pack. Can't remember which one this is from, but I used it because it's a really lovely Christmas dining table, would be perfect for like a little Christmas toy shop. And I just put down some ceramic, right in the game they are like ceramic sculptures that are found in the sculpture section of the decoration category. Now, in my head, they are not ceramic sculptures. They are more squishy toys that you can wrap around your arms and have a nice hug from them, not being going, ow, it's so hard. So in my mind, they are soft, squishy, cuddling toys and not hard ceramic ones. So I pop them down with the bigger bears around them. And here I'm just putting down some action figures. I did have to cut forward slightly because this took me so long to do, because I couldn't figure out if they were floating or if they were sitting on top of the shelf or sitting slightly underneath the shelf. I just didn't want them to be floating, so this took me a long time to put down. And this year, to find a Christmas tree this year, it was slightly different because normally we would go to a Christmas farm, and now the Christmas farm is slightly further away from us, so we have to go by car. So my dad was feeling ill, and my dad was like, okay, I'm not feeling too great, and so I think it'd just be best if I would just stay at home and not go to the Christmas farm. Now that was a slight problem going on there, because my dad is the only one that can drive the car. I mean, my mum can drive the car, but she doesn't feel safe enough to drive it. I mean, she can drive, but she doesn't feel like she can drive it because it's quite a big car. I can drive, but I'm not insured on it, and there are plans of like putting me on the insurance, and I'm like, that's lovely, but I've been going to like driving from like a Corsa to like a people carrier. That's a big step up. That's a massive size gap. And I'm like, I'm not too sure if I want to be put on insurance. It's lovely, but I feel a bit scared and anxious about it. And so we were left just to find a Christmas tree in our local area. We were thinking about we could go and find like a delivery service of like delivering a real Christmas tree. I'm not the biggest fan of like fake Christmas tree. My family likes to go for like a real Christmas tree. So we were looking online to see if there were any places that would deliver a real Christmas tree. And they're really expensive. And I mean, some of these places would offer you a like Christmas tree decorating service. So if you're too busy to decorate your own tree, or you just don't like to do it, like to get some help, and then you could hire someone to come in and decorate your tree. Now I love to decorate the tree, and I was like, why does anybody want to do that? I couldn't understand it. But if you are one of those people, go ahead, whatever makes you happy, whatever. But I was like, why do you want to do that? But we decided not to go ahead and deliver a tree online, because it's super expensive. You're like paying like over £100 for a Christmas tree, and because that's like the Christmas tree and delivery on top. We're like, no way, you can get a Christmas tree, a real life one, for £40. We're not spending an extra £60 just for it to be delivered. So me and my mum had to go out and explore our local area to find a real Christmas tree. And when I mean real Christmas tree, I don't mean one of those little tiny ones you can find at Sainsbury's or like a supermarket that you can just pick up and pop into your basket. I'm talking about like a 6-foot Christmas tree. So we went to B&Q. There were none there, which is surprising because we were only like a week into December and they were all sold out. And so my mum and I were walking around our local area for about an hour and a half, to the point where I was like, we're not going to find a Christmas tree this year, are we? We're going to have a Christmas without a Christmas tree. And that started to like get me down, started to get like really bummed out by that thought. And so my mum suggested that we could go to the market, because there's a market where we live. And I was like, I was very doubtful that they would have a Christmas tree, because there's nothing really going on at the market most days. It's pretty pointless. I mean, it could be like a really lovely place to go on the weekends if like a bit of money was just splashed on it and they put a bit of care thought into it. But pretty much the market, not much goes on there. So my hopes were low that they had a Christmas tree. We went to the marketplace. I'm so glad we did, because my mum then spotted a friend and colleague of hers. And she then said, well, there's a guy just down by the church selling some Christmas trees. I was like, oh, I'm so grateful, I'm so happy, because yeah, I didn't think we would find one. And so we went down by the church and found a Christmas tree, and they're not our usual size, because our usual size would be about 6 foot, but who cares, we found a Christmas tree. And we walked it back home with us, and we got funny looks for like walking around with a Christmas tree, and it's not too far from our house, but with a really heavy Christmas tree it's far enough. And the next day my mum and I had like really sore arms, and it wasn't too bad for me because I had the back end of the Christmas tree, which meant I had hold of the trunk of the tree. My mum was at the front, and so she didn't have much to grip because there's nothing to grip onto. And yeah, we had really sore achy arms the next day and the next couple of days after that. But whenever I look at the tree, I'm like, oh, that's so worth it, because I'm just like so proud of my mum and I for walking that Christmas tree, finding one. And normally when we decorate a Christmas tree, we would listen to Christmas music. So we listened to Christmas music. My mum fancied to watch some sort of Christmas movie, so we watched the Christmas Chronicles 2, and I had a hot chocolate. My mum made me a hot chocolate, and I don't normally drink hot chocolate. I think the last time I had a hot chocolate, it was about like 5 years ago, because the last time I had it I felt really queasy, and I hate like throwing up. I think most people, it's not like a fun activity to do, but I've had situations when it's been my birthday, like a birthday meal, and I don't know, I think I overate something, or my stomach didn't agree with something, and I remember like gagging in the restaurant, which is not a fun thing to do, trying to find like the loos, and I couldn't find them, so I had to throw up outside. I've had many situations where I've gagged in restaurants, and just trying to find a place to throw up in. And so yeah, I've been trying to avoid hot chocolates because I feel queasy when I drink them, and I don't want to experience gagging in a place and throwing up. So I've been avoiding them, but I had a hot chocolate, I felt fine, didn't feel queasy whatsoever. And yeah, it was a really, really lovely time decorating the Christmas tree, feeling really proud of my mum and I, walking it back. And it felt really Christmassy, and normally we go for like a theme, like what type of colours do you want on the Christmas tree? Do you go for like classy silver and gold, or do you go for gold and red, or red and silver? This year we decided just to stick all the baubles on. Every bauble that we have in a bauble box, we're gonna go on our Christmas tree. And some of the baubles in our bauble box are like the older ones from like my parents' house. No, wait. Yeah, my parents' house, my mum's house that she used to live in when she was growing up. And some of those baubles are like a green colour, or like blue, or like pink, or fuchsia pink, or purple. And my mum doesn't like them. She would rather not have them on the Christmas tree. But I was like, no, this year's been horrible. We are going to stick every single one of these baubles on this tree. And our tree is chock-a-block with bulbs, and this year we had to change the position of our Christmas tree because we got a sofa order this year, and we now have 4 sofas in our living room. Our living room's quite tiny, and so we had to change the position of our Christmas tree and where it lives. And so it's now right smack in front of our sofas where we would watch telly. And with all the baubles on the Christmas tree, you now gotta compress yourself into the smallest shape you can possibly can, so you can walk past it without knocking any of the baubles off. Which some have fallen off, which is annoying because I take care and pride into making the Christmas tree look as lovely as it does. So we got our Christmas tree, we got it like a week into December. It's looking fine, it doesn't look dead, which is great. And it's not been kept by the radiator like it was when I was growing up, but it is near the fireplace, and when we put it next to the fireplace, I'm like, oh my god, we could set the Christmas tree alight, but no, it's fine, it has been set alight. By the sound of things, my mum's making a fire. It's not too cold outside, which is super strange. It's freaking my mum out. And it's like, I don't like it, Laura, I don't like it. It should be cold outside. It should be really cold. We should be making a fire, make ourselves warm. I don't like it. and so we haven't been making any fires, and my mum loves to make like a fire in the fireplace. I'm not talking about a random fire. She likes to make it because it makes like the things nice and Christmassy, and I don't know about you, I don't know why, but I'm not feeling too Christmassy at the moment. It's Christmas Eve for some people who are in the future. It's Christmas Eve, and I'm not feeling too Christmassy at the moment. I don't know why. It's because I started building Christmas builds early November, and I just Christmas-fied myself out. I don't know, because when I was making those builds, I was listening to Christmas music to get in the Christmassy mood. So I build like really Christmassy builds. I don't know, for some reason I'm not feeling in the Christmassy mood. It could be because I'm still working on videos, trying to get them out, because after this one I do have another video coming out, and I really want to get it done because I did spend like an all-nighter building it. Now, it didn't take me too long to build. It was like I owned like a little shop, and not as big as this one. It's like a properly tiny shop, and I really want to get it out because I spent on all night doing it. And the reason why I built it is because it's from a Christmassy film, and this Christmassy film, my mum adores it. She loves it, and that's the reason why I want to get it out. And I don't know if I can, I don't know. I had to do this voiceover 3 times because the first voiceover I was totally knackered. I don't know what I was saying. I was ranting, and the whole video didn't make sense. The second time I did this voiceover, I was much happier with it, and I was like, okay, let's go for a shower. And I came back after my shower, right, okay, like, let's edit this voiceover, turning out that I don't think I pressed record to record that voiceover, and that was so annoying. So I had to do the voiceover again, which is this one here. And I'm really annoyed with myself. So what such a plonker, how much of a plonker can I be, not realising that I wasn't recording the voiceover. So I keep looking over now, like, is it recording? It's saying stop capture, so I'm thinking, okay, I think it is actually recording, so that's great. So at the moment, I am just doing the home part of this build. So this is just a little kitchen. In this build, it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. So we have a master bedroom for whoever's living here, and then we have a kid's bedroom. And I do pop down a glass roof because the back of the building is just like basically a square, and I needed like something to make it more interesting. So you do see me like put down some like wooden structure with like spandrels and like columns, just trying to make it look interesting. I do get rid of that bit to the side at the front, because like, what was I thinking, right? It looks so stupid. So I do put down like a glass roof, just to make it more interesting. And also because it's a glass roof, if you put down a archway, you can now access that part. And so I used it as a living room, so it gives me a little bit extra space to put down some more bits and pieces, so it's not too cramped and squashed in. So this is just like a little extra living space. I'm really happy that I put down the glass roof. It also gives off more light. As I was taking screenshots, I placed this lot in Newcrest, I think, which is just like the empty world. And as I was taking those screenshots of the living room, because it is a glass roof, you get to see what's on the other side of the sort of like canal. And it kind of looks like a caravan park, and which is fine. I spent many holidays as a child in a caravan park in the Isle of Wight. They were really great holidays for me, but they look kind of ugly and kind of take away from the prettiness and the Christmassiness of this build. And part of me was like, you can just pick up this build and stick it into sort of like, what's that called, Granite Falls. But like I said, I had a lot of things going on. When you're editing these screenshots, it feels like every single screenshot for every single build has its own like different formula to make it look really pretty, and to make it suit the aesthetic you're trying to go for. And I spent so long trying to find the formula for this build, because the exterior, because I didn't know I don't know at the moment. I don't know if I'm gonna be choosing the snowy exterior or the nighttime snowy exterior or the non snow exterior that's taken during the daytime, because I want to make it look really Christmassy, but at the same time I want to make sure everything that I've stuck on the outside to make it look really Christmassy, I want to make sure you guys can see it in the thumbnail or the screenshots. And I'm not too sure if you can see it, if it's like nighttime snowy, but at the same time I did like stick a load of lights on the exterior of this build, and it looks really pretty in the game. But when you take the screenshots and you pull it into your editing software, it looks really dark, you can't quite see it. So at the moment, not too sure. I think I'm leaning towards the daytime snowy look, because I think I cracked the formula for this a screenshot time. So here I'm just doing the desk, and now I wanted to do I wanted to do something a little bit different to grabbing a desk out of the catalogue and sticking on a computer on the top of it. I want to do something different because on Instagram I've been seeing a lot of like Instagram reels on like using different items in the game to create another item, which is absolutely great, especially if you are getting bored of the items that we do have in the game and you don't have enough money to go out and buy another pack to get like new items. And so using other items in the game to make like another type of item is absolutely great, and I've been seeing them a lot on the Instagram reels, and I've been seeing like how to make a different type of desk, and I've been seeing them like, oh, that's really cool, and I just really wanted to try it out for myself. It all works. I did notice you have to get your sim to sit down on the chair first and then click on the computer so they can use it, because as I was playtesting this, and it all works, but as I was playtesting this, I did notice if I just clicked on the computer, the sim would just get confused and just cancel the interaction. And I was like, why are you doing that? And I have put computers on like dining tables before just to mix things up a little bit, and I did notice you just have to, click on the chair first and then click on the computer. So you just need to get them sitting down first, and then you can get them to click on the computer. It's a bit of a fiddle, but if you could like get in the rhythm to it, it'll be alright. So just moving on to the master bedroom, I love to use this this bed, because it does have a bed frame. It does have like a back bit to the bed. I can't remember what it's called, but it does have one, but you can't quite see it because of the pillows, and because you can't quite see the back of the bed, it's great to go ahead and make your own bedding back of the, I can't remember, but it's great to make your own. And normally I would make my own by using sofas or like love seats, and I've done that in the past many times, and I just want to mix things up a little bit. So when I've been doing these Christmas builds, I've noticed the cats and dogs bookcase, and yeah, it has a really pretty ornate top to it, and I thought that'd be like a really nice a bed backing to use. So I used that, sized it down, turned it around so your sim shouldn't grab a book. I then also used the Discovery University bookcase, again sized it down, turned it around to complete the back of the bed bit. And I'm really happy the way it looks. I might do that again. I might actually choose a different bed colour or choose a different bookcase colour, because it does kind of blur and smush into one, but that's fine. I quite like the look of it. So here I'm just moving on to the kids' bedroom, and this really reminded me of the autumn house that I made for autumn. It's really pretty. It has really pretty screenshots. I'm really happy with it. And in that house I made two really pretty good looking kids bedroom, and I really liked the way it looked, and I basically used that kind of style to do this kids bedroom. So I used the bookcase as like another another bed, I don't know, surrounding, and that's what I did with the other one, and I really like the look of it, so I did it here as well. And I just put down a toy chest. I'm not too sure if the kids can play with that, because my sim, she is just a single Pringle. She has no one else, because it's a lot easier to test out these houses and builds and take screenshots when there's only one sim involved. I did have had like 2 testing sims in the same household, and that was a right old nightmare, because they just move about. It's like, hey, I'm trying to take a screenshot, you stay over there where I placed you. So I only have one testing sim, so I'm not too sure if that toy, it should do, it's just in that area, it's a little bit squashed in, so it should do. Yeah, so this is basically the kids bedroom and the master bedroom. I also do put down a workshop kind of thing for your elves or whoever's making the toys. So I do put down some woodworking stations. I put 2 of them down in a separate room at the very front of this build, and I do also put down all the bits and bobs that I used in the toy shop, in the workshop, so it kind of looks like whoever's working in the wooden workshop, they've made them and they're all ready to go when the shelves look a bit empty and need to be restocked. So I do put sort of those bits and bobs down, just putting some extra Christmassy things on, so it looks really Christmassy, and to remind you it is a Christmassy build, because I think the toy shop, it looks really good. I'm really happy with it, really proud of the way it looks. But I just anything that's really Christmassy, but I'm just thinking the house itself needs a bit more Christmassy items. So this is the Christmas work toy shop thing where your elves can make your toys, but this is where I'm going to leave you. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching, and please have a very happy and safe Christmas. So thank you and goodbye.